Hey everybody, welcome to the Pro Edge podcast. Today, me and my co-host Tim Meyer over there with a smile.
Hey.
We had on Army veteran, old buddy of mine from Charlie Troop. Shout out to the Charlie Troopers. Old Cav Scout, lead singer of the Tumbleweeds. Great musician. We're stoked to see him on his journey. He's played the knitting. He's already headlining the Knitting Factory. He's going to get picked up on a little tour with them. So this is a local Boise musician. We got tickets here we can give away. If you email the podcast, proedgepodcast@gmail.com. We've got a few tickets. So
Facebook it. Probably better too. Either way, contact us no matter what, wherever, however you follow us.
Quick shout outs, Jack's Nutrition. Those guys know what the fuck they're doing down there. If you're into fitness, if you want to lose weight, if you care about diet and exercise, you got to talk to people who know what the hell they're doing. And there's too much bullshit out there. Go down and see Steve and Dustin. They'll get you lined up. And Dustin happened to own Met Meals too, which is a prep meal company. So you can track your macros. All the work's done for you. $6.50 a meal. I mean, for a small, I think a large is $8.50. You can pick the different meat. You can buy pounds of meat. You have variety. He's the only local vendor that is pre-made that has that. So Jack's Nutrition, Met Meals. Give him a like, give him a subscribe, give him a follow. Support them. Because those guys are good at what they do. They're passionate about what they do, and they'll care about you and your story and what you're trying to achieve in your fitness goals. Shout out to Muse Tattoo. Cody Lee down there does an awesome job. Main Street Meridian, Muse Tattoo. I think we kind of just talked about everyone there. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Thanks again for listening, and make sure you subscribe and stay tuned towards the very end for an acoustic song, or maybe two. We'll see. We'll find out. Anyways, thanks again for listening, and see you.
Thanks,
Later.
guys.
Peace.
Awesome. That warm-up was sick.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You just ripped that, and
Indeed.
it was incredible.
Well, thank you.
For a warm-up.
I'm sweating just watching you.
Wow, I'm sweating just playing.
So I'm sitting across from Dusty, the lead singer of the Tumbleweeds.
How you doing?
Welcome to the Pro Edge podcast.
Thank you kindly. Appreciate it.
Super stoked to have you on. Me and you have a little bit of a history. We were in the same brigade in the Army, so we kind of knew each other and have stayed in touch. And I really wanted to get you on the podcast and kind of talk about your journey, which to me, viewing it from the outside and just knowing you and seeing on social media kind of your first gigs to where you're at now is super impressive.
Thank you.
And
it's been a climb real quick.
yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize how much good country music is actually in Idaho and was born and raised in Idaho. You got Reckless Kelly, Mickey and the Motor Cars, I'm sure. Who are some of the ones your favorites?
To be honest, I like old Jeremiah James and I, we sing quite well together. Him and I have kind of average voice, but I can harmonize with him so well because of that. Because, you know, when I'm sitting there singing along to my own songs, I tend to not hit my note. I try to find a harmony for it, so it helps a lot with that. Another good local boy that I like is Mr. Spike Coggins. Him and I get along quite well. Once again, a lot of fun to play with him. We do a little picking. We call ourselves Cast Iron Mule, actually.
Okay.
Try to stay away from both of our entities that we are on the other side. Another good one that I like, good local boy from here would be, well, not boy, girl, Dusty Lee and the Claim Jumpers. They're actually very solid. They're a tight-knit group. They play very well together. Some other local gigs at a mountain home, Corey Grubb.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, Corey James.
Okay.
What up, Corey? If you watch this,
We'll tag him.
yeah, he's a mountain homeboy.
Okay.
We get along.
So tell me a little bit about your influence, what you draw your music from, how you kind of got started to having the idea of being a musician. Did it start when you were a child? Is this a dream that you sat on for a while, and then at some point in your life you woke up and it's like it's either now or never?
Honestly, I think everybody sits as a child and is like, God damn, I want to be a rock star. Someday.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I mean?
sure.
Either an astronaut or a rock star. Either
Rambo,
way,
something.
Either way, something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Garbage man.
Garbage man.
I want to be a goddamn garbage man.
They get some good pay. Anyway, yeah, it was always a dream of mine. Of course, being in the Army as a boy, I did that too. I found a way to find my way into, well, most of my dreams anyway. I wanted to be a doctor, and that didn't quite work out the way I wanted to. But anyway.
Well, I think it's okay to change your mind.
Oh, yeah. I went another direction. I saw money, and I ran. I was like, ooh, framing's money now.
Yeah.
Here we go. So I skipped school and went to start my own company when I was a young man. And anyway, off subject. But so, no, I got into music quite late in my life. I didn't start playing guitar solid, until about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago when we started the band. I was always picking around with it before that, but nothing that was, every day, play for an hour a day, even though my Uncle Brad, he would always preach it, and another thing he would preach is don't just play one genre, play a little bit of everything. That way you're well-rounded.
Can you tell us a little bit about his background and how he was able to influence you in music?
Well, my Uncle Brad is, he's still part of a band called the Naked Rednecks, and they've been playing since before I was born. I snuck into Joe's Club in Mountain Home, and Joe's Club was, restaurant bar with the door.
Yeah.
So I would peek my head in and watch until somebody would get out, So it was watching that, watching the reaction that they would get when he would stop in between songs, and people would applaud, and it would go to town.
Yeah.
So it and the dancing, I love watching people dance and have a good time, because when you're dancing, you're usually smiling. You're not going to be sad. And,
yeah.
This sucks. You know what I mean? So anyway, it was all that, and then I started picking when I was about 14, I think, is when I got my first guitar, and I started with the alphabet song, and then I had the teacher at the time, I wish I could remember his name, anyway, he taught me some No Effects songs, and and then some country songs, and then it was I mean, No
One
Effects,
of my favorite bands of all time.
No Effects, Lagwagon, my very first band I saw. Don't get it wrong, kids. I love punk rock and rap.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I
do
love
not doubt
rap.
that one bit, man. Because you know what? Most people that I know who listen to good punk music, they listen to good hip-hop music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it transitions somehow.
Well,
with that style. Like, you have an appreciation for like an alternative style of music, I guess. Like things that kind of break boundaries or that challenge, like genres in general. Does that make sense?
Well, and then I think older people don't understand, like, we grew up in a generation where music really fucking took off and blossomed out of the standard rock, country, R&B love song types, where you got hip-hop, and then you started getting, that punk scene, and from that came bands like Zebrahead, and, there's a cool band, but, like...
Radiohead.
Yeah.
That's completely... that's a band that...
In the 90s and in the late 80s, totally as a kid, I mean, our exposure to new music was awesome. I mean, you're talking about, so how could you not be a fan of like Chronic 2001, but also reel back if you're from Idaho and not be a fan of George Strait?
Right.
You can be both.
Yep.
And still be a normal person. You don't have to be on a tribe. Like, there's so much good music, and I like how different genres pull from each other. Like, you guys kind of have that. Like a blues feel a little bit, and I really like that. I love the pull on that.
Yeah, we kind of pull a little bit from the blues side.
Yeah,
I give that credit to especially my players that are in the band. I'm so simple when it comes to how I write my songs, and I'm sitting at home with an acoustic when I'm writing the song.
Yeah.
So it's that acoustic and my voice, and then these guys provide the excellent mix of how we've turned out. You know what I mean? We started out a couple of acoustic guitars, me and Ryan Neal, and it's something that kind of stemmed from we started a little project when we were younger. Well, not young, but younger, called the Winnemucca Diggers back in the day. And a couple of the songs were written back then that we've kind of transferred into what we are now.
Okay.
And even then, we kind of had more of a rock sound with everything in the mix between the people that we had providing the feed on how it should sound. Maybe throw a little bit of this in here, put a little spice right here, maybe do some hand paws right here instead of just strumming through it. Small things like that is what makes the song and makes the sound. And just like Johnny Cash and them back in the day, they had that slow roll train sound, you know what I mean? And it was amazing, and still is. I love that sound.
Yeah, I think when country's got a little bit of that soul in it, it's there's just something about it. It's a little iconic, like Cash's music.
Yep,
it just
indeed.
is. It's just something about a good bluesy soul country musician that it just feels iconic. It really does.
Yep.
So, you guys were playing together. At what point did you look at each other and go, "Whoa, that was we just hit a chord there. You just did a riff, and you're like, there's something here."
Yep. It was about 3 shows into me and Ryan sitting and playing. We'd show up at a bar and somebody'd be playing. It was like, "Can we steal your guitar when you're on break and we'll just play some songs in between?" And it turned from that into my buddy Matt Torres, which, by the way, I'd like to say real quick, he was in a accident today, so I would love to send some love and some encouragement towards him. If you know him, he'll be at the hospital. He messed up his leg pretty good, so love you, brother. Please get
what
better.
Was his name again?
Matt Torres.
Torres. Torres.
Torres.
Cool.
Also the owner of Torrid Customs. Pretty badass bikes that he builds.
Awesome.
He can paint, he can weld, he can do it all.
Nice.
Nice. Well, hopefully he has a speedy recovery, and thoughts and prayers to him and his family.
Exactly.
Yeah. Love you, bud.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. You know what? It happens when you ride motorcycles. It's not if, it's when.
Yeah.
So
I've been in 2 of them, man.
I've been in a couple good ones myself. I got a pretty good scar right here on cheekbone from my cheekbone popping out of my face.
Yeah, no thanks.
I was very fortunate.
Yeah.
I'll have to. I'll show you when we're done with the show. I don't want to talk about it here, but I'll show you my police report. I got hit head on at 60. It's crazy, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy story.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll show you the police report. You'll be very surprised. It's a miracle for real. But
Awesome.
anyways, fellow riders, always wear your gear, man.
Yeah,
always wear your gear.
You don't dress for the ride, you dress for the slide.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. It's not if, it's when, man.
Yep.
Exactly right. And that's exactly what I thought. And both of my accidents were within 2 miles of my house, 2 miles south of my house, 2 miles north of my house.
Yep.
One was actually like 2.1 or 2.2 miles south. The other one was 1.8 north.
Yep.
And they say,
Well, you're a little bit complacent still because
Sure.
you're just getting
Just
back
getting
onto it, and you know what I mean?
yep.
So
I
it's
think that's with a lot of things. Extreme mountain climbers, I
Yeah.
think it's the
yeah.
going down's the
Yep.
dangerous part,
Mm-hmm.
because they made it. Like if
Yep.
they
Yeah.
do Everest or K2 or something. And then,
They're high on the dopamine side, and
and then
Right.
make a mistake going down. I've watched some of those documentaries. Stuff's insane.
yeah.
Those guys.
Well, and a lot of times you have to be wary some of your environment, right?
Yeah.
Because like rocks aren't 100% reliable. You could grab something that slips, and there goes one hand, and you got to rely on 3 fingers to hold you up.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
life and death. That's crazy. There was a free climber. Do you climb?
I climb into bed. That's about it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But there was a free
That's a good way
climber.
to put it.
I had a bunch of friends who got into free climbing and stuff back in college, and these guys like flew to Thailand, and they would like climb all these cliffs and like off the water, so that if they did fall, they'd fall like 80, 90, 100, however far they're falling into the, like, as far as you could possibly fall into the water if you were going to fall, because they would only climb up so high before they would start climbing down, and then they would drop when they felt comfortable, right? I don't know how that works. I don't know. But like I remember they showed me this dude and he was a free climber, and this guy was a freak, and he ended up dying. He used to do some weird thing where he would lock in, and then he would like swing back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Like on a rope, and one of the carabiners, one of it snapped, I guess, one time when he had locked in or whatever. He was filming it and everything. Like the whole drop is filmed. But and you can watch that final climb and everything, like up into the point where he falls. But it's crazy, man. Like that stuff freaks me out. I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of heights. That would be an interesting final seconds. You know what I mean? That's stuff I think about.
Yeah,
I do think about that.
They're probably extremely high at the time, and they're super happy because they're doing what they love. And I can never fault anybody for going out that way. You know what I mean? I would much rather die on my Harley or something in that nature than in my bed at 80. I'm sorry, that's just not me.
Yeah,
I get that.
Said about that.
100%.
Go out on your shield, right?
Yep,
totally.
So you're playing with him in bars, stealing some time from bands in between shows. How did you grow from there?
From there, we decided to once again meet up with Matt Torres, and he had a little background with playing guitar, and he's another fellow Army vet, by the way, as you know. But he said, fuck yeah, let's do this bad boy. And we jumped on, and we did one show with the three of us, just all acoustics and two mics. Me and Ryan just trying to harmonize with each other. We'd never practiced very much back then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't really take ourselves serious yet. And then after that, we played a show in Meridian, and we brought on Brian's younger brother, Dustin Neal, and he's a lead guitarist. He's been playing guitar. Well, he's been playing music instruments for years. But his heavy background is lead guitar and singing and all that good stuff. So we brought him up front and did all that good stuff. Or pardon me, we put him in the back seat on the drums and played, I think for about a year. Yeah, that we were just that four-piece. We were practicing on Tuesdays at a place called the Longhorn out in Kuhn, Idaho. Yeah. And we would go in there, and they're like, well, we'll give you free booze just for coming and playing a free show, basically, you know what I mean? Yeah. So we would use that as our backdrop because we didn't want to go sit in a cold or hot-ass garage at the time. Yeah. So makes sense. Yeah, we'd utilize that, and we were playing a lot of shows at, like, Haypenny and all the little bars in the downtown and Kuna and Mountain Home, and we were all over the valley here, but it was small settings. We'd have 50 to 80 people, you know what I mean? And finally, we started getting some headway when we brought Mr. Isaac Torres on the drums. He has a very strong music background. Pardon me.
And who does most of your writing?
For the music side, it's mostly me that does the lyrical side of it. Okay. So I will start out, I'll write out the song, basically. All the lyrics go along, and on top of that, pardon me, let me start that over. So on that side, I'll do all the writing as far as the lyrics go. There's a couple old songs from, like I said, the Winnemucca Diggers that we brought over that Ryan, Cy Valajos did some writing. Brian Basabi, who was a huge influence on my music side back then. Okay. He played in a lot of bands and wrote a lot of music. He's definitely where I kind of caught on to that. So anyway, I'll put down lyrics in a sense. Most likely write out a poem in other words. And
so you capture an idea, note it down, and then write your basis around it.
Yep.
Essentially.
I'll start my lyrics out, and from there I'll put some sort of guitar to it.
Okay.
Best suited to it. And with me, it's usually 3 notes and a truth. So it's simple. It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Cool.
So with veterans in the band, how much of your music do you relate to any experiences you went through in the military, like being away from your family, or any struggles, or the missing of the whatever, the bonding of the because you get really good, strong relationships out of that community.
Oh, you do. Honestly, I tried to stay so far away from it because of the background that I have with the military and going through surgeries and such, and the reason I had to get out. I have 2 songs that I've written that I haven't even put out yet. The guys in the band have heard it. I played it one time in Mountain Home, and it's about the struggles through some of the addictions that I got from the surgeries, as far as pain medications and from that stem suicidal tendencies and such and such and such. And it was it's a hard song for me to sing because of how much stuff came from a negative side on that one.
A lot of emotion.
A lot of emotion, yeah. That's definitely my blues killer inside.
So that's going to be a song like that. That like if you hit it right, that might be your killer.
And that's the
because
thing
it's gonna pull out everything you got.
Yep. It's I still haven't found the correct niche for the way that song needs to go. So once that's put together,
so you're just kind of toying with it right now, and
Yep. As soon as I find it, it's gonna be good.
Right on.
Yep.
So you guys, at what point did like you start getting looked at by like the Knitting Factory, or how does that work in music? Like, so you're playing a local bar scene.
Yep.
You're working with bar managers or bar owners, right? How do you take the next step?
So the way that it fell upon is, like I was saying, Isaac Torres came on, and he's got a lot of background in the music industry.
Connections.
Yep. So just the fucking talent, to be honest. The way that he brought it into the band, and we had a conversation. He's like, I don't know how you want me to play. And I was like, fuck, play you. Play how you hear the song in your head. And after that happened, we were playing a lot of shows at a place called Haypenny, which is downtown, right next to the Knitting Factory. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the bouncers or one of the employees of the Knitting Factory came over and watched one of our shows. And from then stemmed, hey, you need to hear about these guys. And I actually got a phone call from a guy called Adam Levi out of California. He's one of the representatives for, like, I think the Northwest Structure is what he's mainly involved of. Yeah, for the knitting factories.
Okay.
So, yeah, like Spokane, so on and so forth. He contacted me, and we discussed doing an opening for one of the big bands that was coming through, Mr. Casey Donahue.
Yeah.
And we fucking ran with that one. Okay, you ready for a story on that?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Let's hear it.
All right, so we played the show. We killed it. It was a great show. We maintained before, we're like, all right, maybe 1 or 2 shots.
Yeah.
And that's it. After the show, we knew that we did well, and we let ourselves celebrate. And I won't go into names, but one of the band members, we all got fucked up. We all had enough to drink and smoked just enough to, not maintain that well towards the end of the night. One of the guys had well over that amount and was now incoherent and sneaking on to Casey Donahue's bus as they're leaving, and they don't figure out until about Broadway on, what is that, Myrtle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's due to the fact that he's asking the one black drummer I've ever seen in country music, asking, where's the big bootied black girls at? Let's go find them. Just being irate, just had enough to drink. So anyway, they stop and throw him off the bus. And I found him about 1:30 a.m. And he was in his truck, music blaring, one foot hanging out the door.
Jesus.
Right in front of the Edwards Cinema, right down by the Knitting Factory.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Surprised
just waiting for Mr.
law
Policeman to
enforcement
come by.
officer to come by and
Yep.
hook him.
Yep.
Wow. So you got there in the nick of time.
Yeah, it was a good one. And so the Knitting Factory heard about this incident with the feller that snuck onto the bus. And
yeah.
It was not good. So I put out feelers. I was like, hey, I don't know how we did, and I didn't get any responses. And finally, I was like, I'm sorry. We'll remove the gentleman from the band. If we did well enough to play again, we'd still like to play.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it takes, we'll do what we got to do.
Yeah.
Well, truth be told, nobody was removed from the band, but there's no repercussion that came. We just we figured out easily that we better not do that shit. Don't shit where you eat.
Yeah, and it's,
do not shit where you
do
eat.
not shit.
You know
exactly right.
Yeah.
They've seen it before, right? It's the music industry.
It's the music industry. Everybody is a rock star when you have your own green room.
Yeah.
Just gonna say it.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's
especially when it's hidden.
American as apple pie, isn't it?
Right?
Being the rock star lifestyle. So yeah, they've probably seen worse. Actually,
They've seen well over what we've done.
So they bring you back.
Yep. So they brought us back for, actually, we played a headliner as our comeback show. Was our first time headlining at the Knitting Factory, and
wow.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was super fun.
So you went from opener to headliner just like that.
Just like that.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Right? I mean, I don't know much about how it works, but I imagine the wheels, that's a quick turn.
Well, we had all the right rounds for what we were trying to get achieved. You know what I mean? We had everything from the drummer who was killing it to our lead guitar player Dustin Neal. He was actually brought back from drummer. He quit the band because of work, and we asked him to come back and do lead guitar for the bigger shows that we did.
Yeah.
We just had everything. Me and Ryan Neal, the way we've been playing together we've always just been able to click well when we're playing and harmonizing and singing.
So I think I'm amped to hear some music.
Oh.
So how can people find you? And is there any way we can listen to some of the stuff besides him playing live?
Yeah, if you guys don't mind.
We're gonna hold off on the live, and we're gonna do that at the end of the show.
Gotcha.
But is there any way we can pull
separately
up and play? Because I imagine.
Yeah, so we can be found actually on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Underneath just Tumbleweeds Band.
The Tumbleweeds is probably the 208 Outlaws. You can find us through that link on YouTube.
Let me find Instagram real quick.
Oh, you box, bro?
Not me.
You got a video? Oh, yeah, Tim's got his boxing video. He does those too.
Yeah.
You guys those sometimes.
Nice.
Have you seen the promos for some of the fights? Do you think they're gonna ink?
No. Isn't there a big fight tonight? Tyson Fury? Is it? Wait, no, that's not Fury. Fury? No, they just signed that fight though.
Yeah, they just
Tyson
signed it.
Fury. Yeah. And Deontay Wilder. Is that right? Is that the two?
I'm not 100%.
I think so. So they can find you on Instagram under.
That is 208 Outlaws, I do believe. Maybe. God, I can't remember.
Farnsworth Fitness.
Outlaws 208.
It might be. No, that's not it.
No.
I'm so bad at this game.
That looks like some
Just try the Tumbleweeds. Let me look. Like I said.
I want to say I just tagged you under Tumbleweeds
there
208.
You go. Yep.
There he is.
Yeah. The Tumbleweeds 208. Sweet. So for people watching this, you can check it out real quick. This is what their page looks like at the Tumbleweeds 208. So go ahead and give them a follow and
yeah,
check
please
them
do.
out. Hell yeah,
We're
sick. It's a dope page.
Like I said, I'm so social.
Can we play anything?
It's hard, man. It's hard to catch up with that stuff. I don't know. We're not young. We didn't have a bunch of social media shit back in the day.
No.
Is there
I had typing class in high school.
Yeah. Is there any links on your
computers.
Facebooks to any of your music or anything?
Facebook, yes, you can go to the Tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
let's go
Roll On Tumbleweeds is the...
Is this the name of that song?
No, so this song that we're about to play is actually a cover that we did live when we were playing for opener for Joe Nichols at the Revolution Concert House.
Okay.
Yep. A little Lonesome, Ornery, and Mean.
Cool. But when they look for you on Facebook, it's
So
Roll
on
Tumbleweeds
Facebook,
or
yep,
just the Tumbleweeds.
you can do the Tumbleweeds, or if you go on to the, the /, then you just go Roll On Tumbleweeds.
Solid.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
And this song, when did you guys record the song?
This was actually a live recording right off the soundboard when we were playing at the Rev House about a year ago.
Okay.
Yep.
Sweet, man. Well, let's go ahead and give it a listen, see what it sounds like.
Little Whale Jenny's for you. On a Greyhound bus is what I've traveled this morning.
Sounds really good.
I'm
live.
going to Shreveport down to New Orleans. Been traveling these highways. I've been doing things my way.
Damn, dude. You sound really good. I think you guys are going to make it.
I would hope so, for the sake of management.
Yeah.
Now her hair was jet black.
Yeah, Welling Jennings is not an easy, right?
He's been emulated quite a bit by a lot of musicians out there.
Yeah.
And, he was a big influence on my for years and years. I remember, all the old school, good country grandpa would play, It was good stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyone current you inspires you?
Current side, I really like the underground side of country music. I'm not too big on anything that's on the radio besides Chris Stapleton, of course. He's
I like
vocally,
Stapletons.
Yeah, he's just vocally a master of what he does.
You're talking like honky tonk music, right? Country,
Yes.
and we're getting kind of a pop.
So yeah,
On
the radio side, you're getting a lot of poppy. Everything's either going to be thrown off on a auto tune through the vocals, so it's it's the same way that rap sounds nowadays. I don't mind new age rap at all. Honestly, I listen to that shit that's on the radio all the time.
Yeah,
but the countryside, because it is supposed to be country and it sounds exactly the stuff on 97.9 sounds just like the stuff on 103.3.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
I think when Nelly did that cover with Tim, and I'm open to, like I said,
Have
we
you thought
talked about it earlier.
Have you thought about doing like a really crazy cover that would be like?
I have a couple in mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can do vocals here if you want.
No, I better not.
A dynamite hat. So, what were we talking about?
Waylon Jennings.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the topic was. So yeah, we do a couple of covers that are, we do Folsom Prison very well, and like this Lonesome Under.
Oh, we gotta play that, right?
Yeah, if you guys want to play that one,
I'll play that one too.
Yeah,
we can just play some music in the background for people to listen to while they're listening to our conversation. Yeah. Where else do I go? Do you have a SoundCloud or something?
Try going to YouTube. Actually, that'd be the best place to find most of our
your
videos.
YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay,
208 Outlaws. I remember that one.
208 Outlaws. Please subscribe.
Yeah, check it out.
Good local country music.
We got old and new videos, so you'll see how we used to be when we were kicking cans and shaking hands.
That was less than 24 months ago, right?
Yeah, it was not that long ago that we were just doing just little country bars.
So you're living the dream right now. When you make it, you're gonna look back and be like, "Those were the fucking days."
These times are really fun to me because we're still learning so much, and we're getting so much new provide through these channels. And what I'm hoping to set up very soon is we're going to do a mini tour through the Knitting Factory system is what we're wanting to do, and it's
excellent.
Let's see, a good one to look at would be go up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, go up to Long Gone. Oh no, shoot. Go to Western Winds. That was the one I wanted to show you. This is one of my originals that I wrote, and the band and I put together some really good harmonies here in the beginning. It's amazing, I think. Big Matt right there. Him and his white bass. Get better. Fix that leg. Anyway, this is one of the times that we headlined the Knitting Factory. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And how many can the Knitting Factory hold?
They have a 1,000 person capacity.
Okay. Did you guys pack it?
We had it pretty goddamn solid. Yes, it wasn't quite the capacity where.
But it was close.
Yeah, I can't remember what the full number was, but it was. I think our best night was like 600 or 700. Is what they told me what it was.
Damn, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
But I can't take all the credit. We usually get a very good lineup. Lately, the Knitting Factory's been providing that. Just reaching out and getting in touch with the bands instead of leaving it on me, which is... It just, to me, it shows that they're showing a lot of... they're showing us a lot of care and support. And they're giving the local kids a chance every time, so it's a good thing.
Recording the video, that's what you're asking. Yeah. I was saying it's just recording the video. It's not recording us right now. So.
Oh, gotcha.
So, when was the show?
On this right screen, that's what it's recording, so nobody can see anything on this right now.
Can it get our voices?
That's why I was pointing over here.
Does it get our voices?
Yeah. You can hear us, but I mean, obviously, like
You're gonna have to do some editing on this one.
no, not at all. No.
I said my name is Dustin.
You're good. No
You're
one cares.
fucked up.
No.
People like the human aspect of the snakes.
Yeah, man. People like to fuck up.
This is
All
you're
right.
not on stage right now, bro. You're
Oh
good.
shit! Well, I fuck up on stage all the time, at least
Nobody
3
knows.
times a night.
At
least.
And for the most part, if
It's
people
e-
care,
Yeah.
tell them to get the fuck up there and do it themselves,
Well,
right?
you
Like,
know what's
be a
funny to me?
performer. That's
Yeah.
tough.
You know what's funny to me is it's usually on songs that I've written. So I've written the words out of my mind, and yet I still forget that shit.
Yeah,
and it's
but
funny as fuck to me.
I'm the
Yeah.
same way, though. I forget a lot of the same things that I do repetitiously for some reason or another. And it's probably because I rely solely on having the ability to recount it or whatever, like right off the top. And so when I can't, it's like, oh man, I forget everything. Because it's like, whoa.
Well, and I think that's part of what makes live music so good is it's raw. And there's some hiccups and there's some stuff like that. And I remember, I was in the Coast Guard. I was probably 19, 20, like 2002. And I had gone to this firefighting school in Seattle. And the maritime went for the Coast Guard and our ship was up there. And we, if you didn't have duty, you could go out on the town or whatever. And so I think I remember the guy's name was Curtis McGuire. He had his military ID and he was 21. And I looked just like he was blonde hair black guy, so I took it. And I went downtown by myself in downtown Seattle. This kid from American Falls, Idaho. And I got some bar pass for like 3 bars. And I saw some of the best live music in Seattle. And I went into this blues bar, and there was this dude playing the harmonica, and he must have been, because I think black guys age way better than us. And this guy was old. He was old, and he was so good.
You guys too?
Yeah, this is another original.
I'll just let him play in the background while we talk.
we-
I'll just bring it down a little bit.
We'll get to the older videos here in a bit.
But
They
anyway,
might not be so good for the sound, but better for nostalgic.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
if they don't sound good, then we can turn them off. You just tell me which ones you want or
No
don't
worries.
want.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say go to Facebook. We got even different videos on there too.
This is a dope song.
Yes, texting and podcasting.
You're totally good.
gangster.
Gangster.
Thug life.
Thug life. I don't care what I
Don't
hit.
get pulled over, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like all kinds of music, but when you mix rap and country, I just can't get on. I just...
No,
Like
it's just
Nelly
crap.
wasn't that
it just
Nelly?
doesn't fit.
Is that what you're
I mean?
talking about, Nelly?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
well,
been some
just
others that have tried
when
it.
I call it, well, I didn't key this phrase, but like tractor rap. That's what I consider bro country. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
There are a couple artists out there who kind of like.
There
try to,
are
like,
artists that I
change
like.
up the style.
Yes,
a little bit. They make it a little more hoodie. Like
and that's,
hood.
I'm sorry. Oh shit. That's not what I like to hear on my country station. I like to hear somebody telling a story about what they lived through.
Sure.
And that's what I meant. My songs are simple, but a lot of times they're 3 notes and a story about, usually based on something I lived through. A lot of times I'll throw in, like Whiskey and CC, the song that I was going to play.
Mm-hmm.
I shoot the cop in the head at the end of that song, but of course I didn't do that in real life, or I wouldn't be here.
Right.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
Right.
But just a little flair. But I did run from the cops. I did cut through a cornfield to get away from them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to make that burn down the dirt road to get away from old Smokey. So,
Yeah,
It's
Idaho
intense.
living.
I
got a
did,
Smokey report for you.
And so, what town did you grow up in? Mountain Home?
Mountain Home, yeah.
Okay,
just,
that's what I thought.
Just little podunk Mountain Home. Back
What's-
when I was a kid, it was, I think, like 2,500 people, including the Air Force Base.
Wow.
So.
So, what was it like growing up there?
There was a lot of free time and a lot of free space. I got in a lot of trouble because of that, you know, but that's a boy and his dreams. They tend to flourish when they're not provided the the right supervision, you know what I mean?
Now, you've talked about your uncle and stuff. So, your parents were locals?
Yeah, they
weren't- they
were
didn't come in on the Air Force? Or?
No, my mom's side did. My dad's side was more local, based around the Boise area, Glens Ferry, then here. You know, it's everybody, you know, transited in from the Midwest, you know. They're Scandinavians and Scott and Irish and all kinds of crazy, you know, background.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Back when the families were good and wholesome, you know, the grandfathers on both sides were, of course, the kingpin to the entirety of the way our family kind of evolved.
Okay.
You know, as soon as they passed, you could tell something changed. It was, but anyway, we're getting so far off topic. But yeah, Mountain Home was a good time. It was, you know, it's one of them small communities that when you hear about news that you haven't even heard from the source yet,
Yeah.
that's a small town with a lot of nothing to do.
I've tried to describe it to my son before, like, you know, on my lunch breaks, we used to go pheasant hunting in American Falls.
Well, me and
You know, you grew up fishing and hunting, and like I still fantasize about that. I had a great childhood growing up in American Falls. You couldn't beat it. You could ride anywhere on your bikes. It was safe for the most part.
that's
still,
how Mountain Home was. I mean,
Yeah.
when I was skateboarding in downtown Mountain Home at midnight, hooky bobbing, hanging from the dude's seatbelt on his, what are those things called?
Yeah, you're just giving the local PD something to do.
Yeah, and they, you know,
Yeah,
we were
good
the
old
only
boys.
ones on the road.
Yeah.
So if you see another set of headlights, you'd just pull off and see you.
Yeah, there's something I don't know, not iconic, but like
I did not condone to live like I did. So I'm just telling you how I lived. So,
well, you gotta draw it from you know, your roots. And so hard to be from Mountain Home, Idaho,
yeah.
and not be a fan of country music or,
Right.
or grow up influenced by the country lifestyle. There's
Yep.
still a lot of cowboys in Idaho for the most part.
There are.
You know, maybe not the cowboys they had back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, but there's still some.
You still get some
Yeah, there's
roughnecks
still
out there.
some cowboys
Yeah,
out
there's
there.
guys that are still out there driving, and they're cowboying day and night. And, you know, it's out on the open range that they're sitting and,
Herding cattle.
yeah,
They're out there, folks. They still exist.
they're still doing it.
Yeah, I remember my brother passed away, but he was 4 years older than me. But he had a friend from Rockland, Idaho, named Jackson, and he was a real cowboy.
Yep.
And he'd come. He'd always have the handkerchief, even as a teenager. I remember as a little boy.
Yep.
But yeah, he broke horses and like ran cattle.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything bad about them, but man, those guys,
Tough life.
they're living the tough life. They're out there
Yeah.
eating a sandwich that they made 7 days ago. You know what I mean? And that doesn't sound rough until you do it. Trust
Yeah,
me.
you can imagine some of the stoic, peaceful days and nights they have though
Oh man.
in the wilderness. It's
Yeah.
got to be. There's something about being out there. You know, that was part of that growing up and hunting and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I still love to go and hunt by myself. That's my solitude, you know. I get away and
Big game or bird?
all
All.
of it. Yeah. I go with people sometimes, but for the most part I like to go and just I'm more of a stalker than a sit and wait type of.
Yeah.
I like to find the trail and get on them, you know. if I find a fresh trail, I'm going to try to stalk out until I can get eyes on them and then try to cut them off or something.
Now,
of that
have
nature.
you gotten into archery, or you just?
When I was younger, yeah, I just, once again, it's too slow motion for me.
Well, it's not like you got anything going on.
No.
Busy man. So you're trying to.
Yeah.
I think we all have this fantasy when we get into something like music or podcasting or anything else. It's like, oh, we're going to make a hit and get to the top.
Yeah.
And then you get on this journey and you realize the blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice, time,
Yeah.
you know, that you've really got to invest in
Yep.
this. And
Hey.
you guys are kind of at that point, like, where you're starting to see dividends on your on that hard work. And can you describe what hard work is to you? What you
Oh, man.
where you see yourself? Where did you get your work ethic? Is it from that small town? Because I think they draw it.
Oh, yeah.
know?
Of course, growing up, you got to go out and move the water lines or buck the field,
Yeah.
It's...
Yeah,
and
I've moved hand
sometimes you're...
lines in the foothills.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had the pleasure of flatland, but, you go out and you got to buck 30 lions by yourself, and that includes the fucking truck moving. So you put it in first, 4 low, you get it lined up the best you can, and you buck hay onto the motherfucker while it's
Well, I think that
going, and it's...
I don't know if anyone else could relate to this, but being from a small town that no one's ever fucking heard of in the world,
Yep.
there's the only way to really make up for that is to have a lot of pride in where you're from. And I think a lot of times small town people like me, we have a lot of pride and are competitive
Yeah.
in nature like that. Like you see just so, especially in Idaho, so many talented wrestlers and throughout
yeah.
the Northwest and
Yeah.
like Iowa,
indeed.
these farm communities, they get, and if anyone's not familiar with a wrestling practice, it's a nightmare, but they grind out these diamonds of dudes, but like,
Yeah. Mountain Home had a few, like, during my time there in Mountain Home High School. Shane White and Isaac Whiteley
yeah, but
was... They were both very good. Johnny Nunez is another one that comes to mind. But, I mean, that was just in my short stint there. They were all state champs at the time.
Yeah.
They were killing it.
that small town pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they...
I think it
Mountain-
exists and it's real.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, it does. It's, getting on the competitive edge.
Yeah.
It's one small town that hates the other small town that is in between the other two small towns they don't like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's all it's all driven by that.
Yeah. Yeah, we were joking around earlier because, you were a Cav Scout, Charlie Troop. I was a combat engineer in Charlie Company. And there was a pretty good ongoing rivalry between the engineers and the scouts. Some shit talking. And you guys swung a big stick. You guys had some ego. And you got to, right?
Yeah.
You got to.
You have
And
to.
we did
That's
too.
the only way to push yourself. It's
And I used to like it. I thought it was healthy.
yes, it's
Because-
extremely healthy. It's just like with the music. I'm sorry, I'm tripping up a little bit, but the music industry is the exact same way here. I found out it's everybody smiles, and then they're like, "God damn it! I hope he doesn't get that gig." You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's super competitive.
It's so funny, but everybody at the end of the day, we're all gonna sit, we're all gonna have a beer, we're gonna joke about somebody fucked up somewhere doing
Right.
something, or somebody did terrific at something. A glorious moment happened, and it's gonna be the year-long talk during training or whatever the thing is.
I can't remember what leader I was listening to, if it was Jocko or something, but they're like, imagine if you can shift one person's mind towards something competitive, like like me looking at Charlie Troop or whatever and going, oh, I'm gonna make sure that my PT score is higher than all of theirs. Now imagine if you get an entire company thinking like
That's
that.
what I'm
The
saying.
type of diamonds you can like. So-
you press it hard enough, you're gonna wind up.
So you're only
something
going to
shiny.
make each other better, right? Iron
Yeah.
sharpens iron, that old philosophy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they need to install that into our younger generations somewhere along the line.
Hey,
We're getting too
you should
soft.
you should get a couple of shots while you're out there.
Not for me.
No,
Unless you
not
wanna
for this
see
guy.
Unless you want to see Frank the Tank.
Do you do the dance too?
Yeah, we're going straight egg.
Nice. Bring
Been
a green
almost
hat.
3 years.
That's like I
Healthiest
said.
I've
That's
ever been. I feel great.
that's quite the feat. Like I said, man, congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, indeed. I'm gonna do a live feed video again if you don't mind.
Yeah.
If anybody's listening on Facebook here in a minute. You're going to be a part of this podcast. Uno momento.
So, since we're talking a little bit of Charlie Troop, Charlie Company, there was a lot of mystique around our deployment. And I think I saw you guys a couple times over in East Baghdad, close to Solder City.
Yeah.
And we were rolling Caymans, but you guys were rolling up-armored SUVs. How was that?
Well, we get what's called a sexy mission when you're the best in the brigade.
I thought our mission was the sexiest, but
no, sorry, we had beards and civilian.
Yeah,
clothes.
you guys did get to do that.
I'm just kidding. Well, on that note, yeah.
I think they found out.
Excuse me.
When they found out that the that my platoon and the engineers got that job with JSOC to do PSD, I think they were like, "Fuck, we fucked up," and we're like, "Yeah,
yes,
yeah, we lucked out, man." Because you know, well, it was the roll of the dice. We could have ended up on a gate, either one of us.
That's
extremely high. But
well,
you know why
it was all based off numbers.
And I'll tell you why we didn't. It's because Charlie Company and Charlie Troop were fucking competitive.
We
could
pressed
wreck
each
shit.
other into shiny positions, like I said.
So that's how we ended up in those spots, right?
Yep.
Anyone can say whatever the fuck they want, but we know that's why we were there, right?
Yes,
we were the better ones.
I agree. We were. Sorry, folks.
Army, right? Army.
Yeah.
Just making sure. I'm just making sure I get my tags right.
By the way, while he's doing a tag, I just want to point out I have some of these free tickets to our show at the Knitting Factory on September 14th, which is a Friday. Headlining with a couple of really, really good local bands. We're going to start out with Mr. Cliff Miller. He's really good. Next up, you have Dave Nudo Band. He's another.
Okay.
He was one of the competitors in
Who? Sorry.
Nashville next. Dave Nudo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nudo.
Nudo.
How do you spell that?
Nudo. Yes.
I'm just making sure.
Oh, no worries. I got
because I want to put these people. I want to at least tag them in
Yeah,
here.
Cliff Miller, Dave Nudo, Dusty Lee, and the Clam Jumpers. Like I was.
Dusty
Excellent.
who?
Dusty Lee.
Oh, Dusty Lee. That's you guys.
No,
wait.
That's actually a female singer, Dusty
No
Lee.
way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
well, Dusty's a girl name too, though, right? It's like a.
I think my name actually came from a dog that my dad used to talk about. Its
Was
name
it
was
girl
Dusty.
dog?
I hope not. I can't remember.
He's like, you remind me of that old dog, son.
That old
Yeah.
bitch.
Hide under the couch when I'd hit it
She
too.
was such a good bitch. No, that's funny though.
Yeah, it's.
I was named after a dog in 1970. Like, what?
Yeah.
No, that's
I honestly
cool, though.
don't know. No, my.
Dogs are man's best friend, though.
I've
to
had
be
some
honest
pretty
with
cool
you.
dogs, yeah.
My
That
dog.
might not be enough.
To be honest with you, man, I would probably name my daughter after my dog. Like
I'm still
Ada.
weirded
It's
out.
kind of a cool name.
I'm still weirded
so-
out your dog was playing the fucking piano.
I got a pink pen, by the way. Just want to point that out. And
I love it.
It's really nice.
Indeed.
Well, I'm trying to get away from smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean? So
I hear ya.
This helps greatly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you exercise still at all? Or are you trying to get back into that?
So I've had a series of events.
Yeah, because you're
since December.
been busted up.
Yeah, so if you guys don't mind getting away from music, I'll tell you
No,
a couple of
let's
life stories that I lived through here recently. So
Let me
Go ahead.
stop you right there
Okay.
before you start, only because I think it'd be cool if we could play some music in the background for
Word.
people
go to the Facebook.
while you're like telling stories and stuff. So I'm in
go
your
to
Facebook.
the video.
Oh, my bad.
So who did that art for you?
Mm-hmm.
I actually took that picture and did all the art myself on my computer.
No.
Awesome.
Yep,
You did a
so
good job.
That's looking at, if you go back up, I'll show you. So I'm sitting, it's the end of Canada Road when you're heading.
I'm gonna let
North.
everybody watch what we're
Okay.
doing so they can follow us
it's-
if they're online.
It's so the end of Canada Road when you're heading northbound does a quick S curve at a little overhang, little ridge line, and I was driving by and there was a tumbleweed stuck in the fence. I was like, motherfucker, wouldn't say. So
Cool.
I got kind of positioned and up here in the right
it's a big
corner.
ass tumbleweed, dude.
Well, yeah, right. The one tumbleweed in the fence, it was perfect because there's a tree, some farmland. You can see the road off on the left-hand side. And in the far background, you can see Mount Bora.
Oh, yeah.
That's way cool.
Yep.
That is cool.
So that tree line is basically the beginning of Star.
Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
Tumbleweeds, did you derive, is that influenced?
I came up with that name with Ryan one night when we were sitting around just picking. I was like, dude, I've been thinking about this. I think the tumbleweeds would be badass.
picked?
I think it's a cool name.
Dude, would you be down to pick a song also?
I can, yeah, definitely. I can.
Even like 30 seconds.
I can do a quick song.
Cool.
Let's do a live
At the
song.
very end, we're gonna obviously you're
yeah.
gonna do
Yeah.
a live song, so everybody can hear that. But then
That'd be
I've
fun.
never seen anybody pick live, and I had a couple guys, Cody something.
Oh, not finger pick very
Oh,
well. No,
okay.
Ryan is the picker. I can pick a little bit. I mean, I can do a song that I've been working on that's a little bit more.
But you can
bluesy
make it
picky.
twangy or whatever,
Yes,
however that
I can
works.
I can give you some twang.
That would be really cool
Yes.
if you want to do like a really cool solo or something.
Whatever you want
'cause
me to do.
If I was really good at singing and playing an instrument, people are obviously going to hear you sing a lot. But like sometimes people have lead guitarists who take
Yes.
over, and I think it would be cool for you just to be able to shred or do
Well,
whatever you want.
speaking of lead guitarists, I have a young kid, Mr. Zach Quintana, who is now our lead guitar player because Dustin, once again, he had, contradiction between work and music.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to go the way of the
We get
everybody
it,
has
yeah.
to make money, and
Yeah.
we didn't play enough to we're weekend warriors as far as the music goes for the most part.
Yeah.
Just because everybody has a career or families or
So how do you
both.
schedule a day? Because it's got to be insane. You got to go to work. You got to practice, right?
Yes.
How do you
And
pull that off?
Tuesday nights are our practice nights, and lately it's been really fucking tough because I'm traveling so much for this new job I started a few months ago. Versabuilt, love you. It's been tough, but you know what? It's been kind of fun because in my travels I wind up in all these smaller towns where the only thing to do on Wednesday night is go watch the local band. And a couple times
So you're
I've
just doing
I've-
word of mouth marketing for yourself.
Yep.
Smart man.
The band's been doing, or pardon me, the bars that I play at provide a lot of, coverage through their Facebook or whatever their social media is. And I've had a couple of, man, this is an old one. So.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
this
just
is,
clicked
I
on
think
the first
this
one.
This is playing at oh shit, this Hey Penny. This is right when we got a 5-piece finally constructed because Dustin came back on. This is probably, to be honest, the show that
Got you
whoever
guys
the
attention.
representative was that first saw us, whoever gave word of mouth of us to Knitting Factory, Gary Pike, love you. We got that word of mouth, and from there we've been just throwing down.
So one question that I have for bands, and I've never really asked this before, and I probably should have because it's been something I've wondered is, when you're performing, I learned this the other night, and by the way, everybody can listen to this right now. Yeah, it's all good. I'll turn it down.
That's when you hear the mistakes is when it's real loud.
It's all good. But when you're performing live, does it make a really big difference with the individual who's handling your guys' audio techniques? Is that what you'd say? Like your audio engineer,
our sound
whoever's
engineer.
balancing, sound engineer, like who's balancing it out
During our shows, when we play the small shows, we have a old PV that we've been borrowing from a friend for the entirety of our existence.
What's
It's
that?
It's an old PV. It's a
Just a mixer.
Yeah, well, it's
Like
our,
one of these.
It's our PA system. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your all your control board, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, like this is a 12 channel, so I can do like basically just 4 mics, but then I can put a bunch of like guitars and shit in here.
Yep.
So I mean, I could do a really cool live set if I wanted to.
That'd be fun, actually. I could get the entirety of the Weeds in here and play a whole set.
dude, you guys should come in here, and if
That
it
would be
sounds
cool.
good enough, you should bring your own nice mic and stuff, and you
Well,
should just
yeah.
record something in here. Just if you're gonna come in here and play it, you might as well record it, and if we can make it sound as good as possible.
Yeah, we could plug this up too before that.
Well, if we just
We
do
could record it with cameras and all kinds of shit, man. We
need
could
to-
make a fucking video out of it. It would be fun.
Just jam out.
There might be enough plugs. Well, no, probably not. Maybe.
I might know somebody who has. So this is
Well,
a
we can-
12
we
channel,
can
but I have a
put it
buddy who was trying to sell me a 20. It might have been 24 channel. It was huge.
If you're trying to do
And I was
that,
like,
do
dude,
it.
I only have 4 mics, man. Like, I don't need any more than that, and I don't have a band. But now that I think about it,
It would
probably
be
would've been
so.
a better
It would
investment.
be so fun to do an old recording session, you know, with one mic hanging in the middle of the room
That
for
would
the
be
vocals,
sweet.
You'd
and
have
then
to have a
everybody
nice
on
mic,
a lead.
though.
Oh,
You'd have
we-
to have a
we
nice
have-
mic.
we have
I don't
some
have
good
one of
mics,
those.
yeah.
That's a what kind of a mic is that? Where it
Well-
captures sound 360. Where mine is like a 2-channel, where it crosses face.
Oh,
So if you feel it, it's flat. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
and that's where you want to talk into it, like right on the flat
Yeah.
spot.
Honestly,
sucks.
I couldn't tell you what's called. Orbital,
I don't even know.
An orbital mic, maybe?
No, that sounds probably more correct than what I would say. I would just say fancy mic. I don't really
It's
know
very
what to
nice.
It's one of them real
Yeah,
nice mics.
Yeah.
It's one of them real nice
They're more
mics.
expensive than these
I
mics.
can't afford
These
it.
are just for
I
talking,
still play
not
a 300
recording like songs and stuff.
I still play a $300 guitar. I'm not too worried about cost mics.
$300
You can hear me.
guitar. God, there's got
I
to
don't
be
even know
someone
what that
out here
means.
that owns a guitar company that could get this fucking country music rock star a fucking guitar. Could we, people?
Yeah.
It's tough being. a
How do you
musician.
source
So when-
sponsorships
so-
as a musician?
Say again?
How would you source a sponsorship as a musician?
Good management, man.
Yeah,
It's the management.
honestly, it's
Yeah,
it's because it's management's me, and ever since, like I said, ever since I started this job, it's been I'm on the road so much. So it's been tough to do all that good stuff. I need to get back into it, definitely. I shouldn't use the road as an excuse because I have Wi-Fi and a computer everywhere I go,
Yeah.
so I can still do all the fun shit. I just need to let's go into the full video section. I'll show you one I really
Up
like.
top.
I don't know how many
Top.
live bands are you gonna see
Up
with
top,
that many
dude.
guitars going at once too.
Yo, Dustin. Up
Oh,
top, dog.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. That's why I got it on the big one.
Live's got to be rad with that many
Let's
guitars
see.
going.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna see that every day.
Oh, there it is. So I wanted to show you the live version of how we played Lonesome Monterey in Maine at the Net.
Which one's that one? Sorry.
That is the Knitting Factory right there.
Solid.
Yeah, this is really fun. This is what we look like when we jam, which is way cooler than what we look like just sitting around.
Yeah. I like the hat too.
Hey, Scouts out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to rep, man. You earn that thing, right?
So do you play? What type of genre do you guys play exactly? Do you have like a bluegrass influence, country?
You know, a lot of my influence, once again, comes from Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash. The way Waylon used to write his music, you know, he would tell a story from beginning to end, and I love that about it because he tells the entire tale. Not, you know, he doesn't sidetrack off somewhere like with the. Sorry, that thing. It's just the way that he structured his entire song. You know, it's all based off him waking up on a fucking bus and then telling about his day that he just lived through. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's amazing to me the way that people will tell their story through a song, and that's what gets people's attention because they don't want to hear about something that you didn't fucking do. Why are you sitting here telling me a lie? You know what I mean? I want to hear about something that you have done in your life, and that's
Yeah.
a lot of my influence comes from the way that he would tell his stories through his music. I mean, he wrote Waymore's Blues about a day he woke up in a fucking hotel and there was a train rolled by, you know, and that's what woke him up. The entire thing is structured from that point until the end of that day, which if you listen to it, he doesn't think that he put together a very good song like that, but that's that's a way of a poet. You know what I mean? It's not going to be structured the way it should be, but it still tells the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've always had a bad taste in my mouth when I find out like a musician doesn't write his own music.
The worst.
It takes the authenticity, a lot of it, and some of it's still like, you know, I mean, to each his own. But some of the music comes out real good, right?
It does.
But there's something about the rawness of you writing your own experience down and being able to tell that story that I think is way more authentic. And I don't know, I don't even know the different genres of country music or what to really classify in bluegrass, blah, 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 blah. But your sound just like is kind of a honky-tonk blues type sound to me. I don't know if that would describe it very well, but I really like it.
It's good. Thank you very much. We've been called everything from we've been called everything from what do they call us? Folk rock to rock to country to bluesy. We kind of cover it all, especially when we get myself doing some songs and Ryan, he jumps in, he covers some fucking songs really well.
Now, how can people buy your music?
There's
or support you in any monetary way.
We don't want people to help us in that factor.
Well,
but
I think people who believe in your music and who like appreciate the brand that you have, like, you know, like I know people all the time like, dude, I just bought like $150 of merch because I think that this band is fucking cool, and I'm like, that's awesome, because I don't think to buy merch and stuff like that. But there are people who are like, they appreciate like what you guys portray and like your style so much that they're willing to just like they want to support you like they want you to be able to be successful and make money off what you do. I think anybody who's an artist should like get paid
appreciate that
for their time, and like it's rough.
I got this weird feeling you guys are gonna make it, man.
Let me show you one of me and Matt just doing a quick jam. We made it to an open mic one time and just had a great time with an original or two. Yeah, check it out.
Turn this off for everybody.
Once again, this is Matt Torres, the feller that needs a little praise and support.
Does he have a any type of a GoFundMe page?
No. He's a self-made son of a bitch. He's even got it tattooed on his hands.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
Okay. Well, sometimes people set those up, and I would like to promote that if that were the case. So people could donate money if that were the case.
If they do, and
let me know, and
we'll
flash it on the page for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be more than happy to make sure you guys
on all the pages.
Yeah.
Anything we can do to help you out, for sure.
Oh yeah, well I'm gonna share this too because good stuff right here in Idaho.
Yeah. So for an open, sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. I had a question too.
Well, for open mic night, is yours about open mic night?
No.
Okay.
That's fine.
Mine's just about open mic night. Did you guys just randomly show up and have guitar? Like, you guys were like, hey, there's an open mic night. Let's go blow everybody's fucking mind right now.
We just go and show. I'd love to go down to. I'll blow up some spots right now. Pengillies, I love going there Monday nights. That is my spot for open mic.
They let you come in and play original music and everything?
Yeah, they let you play 3 of whatever you want. Unless it's not crowded, then you get maybe 4 songs or, whatever it is. Another good spot put on by Uncle Bob. Love you, Uncle Bob.
You need that time, too, at those places, right? Because is that where you kind of find your risks and rhythms?
Well, this is... This is the first place. This is the first place that I played these originals that I'm. This one I'm playing right now. This is the first place I played this song.
So it's a live testing ground.
I kind of use it as a test to see how people react to it, and I love going to the open mics, like I was saying, because especially Pengillies, everybody is so involved in the music that's going on there. They go there to hear and to kind of feed off of.
I basically know that, man.
Yeah, it's so
Dude, they're right here.
I need to go there and scout and try to find people to come hang out and like do podcasts with, because I love acoustic sets.
There's good musicians.
Do you know any really good female country musicians?
You need to actually talk to my friend Rebecca Scott.
Okay.
She's one of my favorites to play with. Emily Tipton, she's another one of my favorites to get up and play with.
Female country music singers. They just have
Rebecca Scott. Is that Becca with 2 C's or
yes.
CK?
Yep.
Okay. And Tipton.
Yep. Emily
had a thing for Miranda. When I worked for a while.
I always, what was her name? Britney Spears. She was my trailer.
I
She looks
I
good
married a
again.
woman from North Carolina.
I saw a photo
She's at
of her.
that.
She
She's
looks-
at that.
She was
40s.
so
No, I
country.
think she's
30s.
I think she's late 30s.
Shit,
How old are you?
I'm 36.
I'm 36
Yeah.
too. So yeah, we're the same.
You've aged a lot better than I have. I look like I've been this close to the sun.
You're a
the
rock
entire
star, bro, and you look
time.
great.
It's
by the way.
it's the green
Stop it.
room. The green room is
Yeah. When you
ages you
start-
7 years every time. 7. That's always
Yeah.
the magic number. By the way,
Yeah.
I tend to say 7 to most answers that involve numbers. I don't know why.
7's my favorite number.
7. I get it from
It's my favorite number.
So you can plug us into that chick.
Rebecca
and,
Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
No,
Dope.
I'll talk to
tag
her
her
Monday.
on here too.
Oh
Right on.
shit, I'm going to be gone Monday. I'll be back in a month. I'll talk to her then.
So
Or I'll just hit her on Facebook and tell her to talk to you guys, or I'll just.
this Knitting Factory tour, if you get it, which you will.
Here's an original called Whiskey CC for the show.
Yeah.
This is a great song.
Should I show the video too?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I would
No,
love to
no.
show the video a little bit. 'Cause this was
So what cities will you be playing in if you get that for the Knitting Factory?
so
the Northwest, like Spokane.
We'll go here, Spokane. The possibilities that I'm shooting for are Spokane,
Tacoma. Yeah, okay.
Reno, and back here.
It's good to get even country. It's good to get anywhere close to Seattle, isn't it?
Well, shit, Portland's so congested with country want right now. It's like I've got messages from multiple bars in the Portland area that I've heard about us through, word of mouth. Once again,
Mark McClin moved there, and that's probably the reason why he's from Emmett. He's
Possibly.
bitching all the time about all the Birkenstocks and Dovers. He's a fucking cowboy from Emmett.
Yeah, it's
And,
not the spot to hang out if you're from Emmett.
No.
You have to change your mindset, brother.
Mark,
Just
I know
smoke
you're
a lot of
listening to
weed.
this.
Smoke a lot of weed. Don't take the funny-looking pills.
There is some weird stuff in Portland, is there not?
I love Portland because of that.
Yeah.
You know the
a
saying
rock
goes,
thing.
keep Portland weird.
Keep Portland
It's-
weird. What just
they
happened
do.
in Portland recently? That was big news.
I don't know. I don't watch them.
Oh, it was big news. It was really big news, to be honest with you.
So how do you get to like Nashville? What's that like? You go there, and
I don't ever want to go to Nashville, to be honest.
what are the stories?
No reason being, it's another just a congested area.
Turned into Hollywood.
Everybody that wants to play music goes there, or they go to Austin, Texas.
Austin, yeah, I heard that's a big. Isn't there a place in Missouri too? Brandon, Missouri, or something? Is that the Country Music Hall of Fame? I don't know.
I don't pay attention to a whole lot of outside music,
So
and I've hit my head so many times.
yeah, is there a knitting factory in Salt Lake?
Probably.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Spokane,
Spokane, Tacoma,
Tacoma,
Reno.
Reno.
Those are the ones I know about the Northwest section.
So that's a pretty good little regional footprint.
Yeah, it would be good for us to make that trip. That's what I really want to push. That.
So how do you get your music on iTunes?
Okay, so if you go iTunes, we have a couple out there. They're not provided the best way because we just, once again, whoever's taking care of that on that side is not, they don't know how to do it and put it all on one thing, or can't do it all. Honestly, I don't know. But you'll have to find it on iTunes or what is that? Google Play, all that good stuff.
everything.
I
Amazon.
think Spotify.
Amazon.
Can we buy 'em?
Can I tell Alexa? Like, Alexa!
You can try it. I have no idea.
I'll
Like I
yell
said,
at her
I-
later.
You know, why don't we?
I yell at
look
her
into-
every day.
We have a little bit of familiarity with our podcasting stuff, getting stuff. Why don't we look into that for you? Help you get your music online so you can make some money
That'd be great.
for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
I mean, I just, I just added multiple podcast like feeds to one like feed for me on there.
Yeah.
It's super easy. They were down, so if you have an issue like logging in, your ID and stuff, there's been a known problem with the site. I encountered it for like a week and a half But when I finally filed a complaint, they were on top of it, surprisingly, because I'm not an Apple fan. I don't have Apple products. I'm a Samsung and Microsoft guy. So I have owned Apple, but I'm a little more easier than what Apple allows you to do. What you have. I'm like a dual boot Linux guy on my computer, you know. Like I don't super geek out, but I have fun with electronics and I take advantage of what I put my money in.
But yeah, 100%, we got to do that. We got to get that, because even if they're 99 cents a song, it's a song sold. I mean,
Yeah.
You know
cool.
what? If
Any way we can
people
help
could share anything. If you share our information on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, I mean, we're still young at that stuff. We try to do everything in front of your face. We don't want you to just listen to us on the radio. We want you to come and experience the fun that we're going to have during the show, because it's never just a sit down. No, it's okay.
I remind people too, like,
how can we add you guys? How are you guys marketing these tickets, by the way? Are you guys doing giveaways? Like, hey, share our page. First 20 people share our page gets 2 tickets pop. You should do that.
Just whoever wants them, they get them.
Yeah, you should do that though, because that's how you market. That's how you get into social media. You want people, and I think the people who are going to share are going to be the ones who are like, dude, I love these guys. I want you guys to know it, and I want free tickets because I'm going to go see them.
yeah, we'll help you.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we're doing giveaways. I'm going to do giveaways on my pages.
that'd be great.
Just because,
like I said, I have these tickets right here.
That's how I think we promote you guys.
I will definitely.
I just need 4 of them.
Well, if I
You
leave,
give me a stack.
I will leave some for you if you
get
want
rid
to
of
do
them.
giveaways or whatever.
I've
That would
given
be
away
great.
20 tickets in the last 3 days. So tons of people cross this out.
Yeah, we gotta get you
You know what? I think
You can go ahead and show it in front of yours because yours is a bigger camera. There you go.
anyway, we got some.
And how can they get those? How do they contact you?
You can contact me either through the Facebook page itself or hit me on my personal page, Dustin Isaac, pardon me, on Facebook.
Any limit?
We actually have a few hundred to give away. They give the band about 200 or 300.
So bring all your friends.
Bring all your friends.
He's
and
saying.
I will get as many tickets as you need.
So if you want 10 tickets for your entire girlfriend's
And
party
it's not
to go
just
dance
one
the night
band
out.
that has free tickets, because it's a local band, all local Yokos that play around the valley. They all get Snag tickets, so potentially everybody can come for free if we do it right. We can pack the house easily. I mean, it would be great. It would be amazing to have full capacity during a free show in Boise, Idaho. That's the one thing about Boise, Idaho. The music world is not heavily supported yet. It's just because it's young. People don't move here for music.
Right.
They move to, once again, Nashville for music, because there's a band every fucking bar up and down the road. If you don't like this band, go to the next bar. There's a different band.
Tell you what, though, people don't realize missing you could be like me missing Seven Dust in Pocatello, Idaho, in
Right.
1998. I gotta see those guys live.
That would be my mindset.
That's how I feel about Boise, though.
Yeah, they're good.
I feel, dude,
really
I've
like
seen
that
a
band.
lot of really good bands at small bars that, like, over the last 10 years have exploded. Free, like, MySpace concerts back in the day. Like, they would come here, do a free MySpace show, and I'd show up maybe 20, 30 people, and, like, a high school reunion or something was going on at the bar. But then, you know, you'd hear these bands on, like, commercials or something, like, 5, 6 years later, and you'd be like, oh, my God, dude, I totally remember those guys. I think Boise's kind of like that stop where a lot of bands don't necessarily probably think for as far as like a huge attraction, but at least the concerts that I go to, at the Knitting Factory, they're typically well stacked, and they bring a good card, they bring a lot of good music, it's always a good vibe.
No one's ever left Boise and been like, that place is a shit.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I went to Jimmy Eat World and they threw us up on their main page and said Boise was one of the best bands of the tour.
Really?
Or I mean, one of the best stops of the tour. Yeah, dude, it was crazy.
It's a beautiful community.
Yeah.
At times. And then you go out and driving and everybody wants to run into it.
Yeah, it's a whole different story, dude. People don't know how to drive in Boise.
Dude, what scares me is like there was this lady driving and she was definitely 3,000 years old, like a Q-tip. She was going about 5 miles an hour, pulling out on Hugh Road, and I'm like, this lady's gonna die right in front of me, like out in between.
Somebody's gonna die.
Like where there isn't a light, you know, in the village, in between like the burger joint and like Chick-fil-A, just pull right out on the road. Scary.
Where people cross over because they have to get into that right turn lane to get into the area, the shopping division. I've seen so many accidents, man. I mean, you live out here.
Yeah.
I live out here. Where do you live? What side?
I live up on the foothills, actually.
Okay.
Up by Lickety.
Oh,
do
okay.
you?
Yeah, you're way out
I'm
there,
way out.
southeast.
Yes, I am up on top of what's called Hamilton.
It's a pretty direct drive from here, though. You hit Eagle Road and then hit the interstate, right?
Yeah,
Just
I
straight
stay
out.
away from Eagle Road as much as I can.
Yeah, I would too.
No, I came down McMillan and jumped on Chinden
Oh, okay.
connector.
Yeah, well, you came at like the worst time to drive,
That's why I stayed away from the freeway.
which is about 6 a.m. to like 11:30 p.m. is the worst time to drive down Eagle Road. Basically all day.
Basically 24 hours.
Yeah.
3 a.m. and you're okay.
You might be good if you hit it at midnight.
Yes.
Like that's pretty good traffic.
Eagle was no bueno.
What other instruments do you play? I've been kind of curious.
Other instruments that I play are basically just guitar. Like I did not do a whole lot of training when I was younger. I played a little bit of piano, I played a little guitar, but I never took it seriously.
Funny you mentioned that. Tim's dog plays a little bit of piano.
Yeah,
I hear
we
her.
found
She's-
out.
Yeah, right when she
jamming.
walked in.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
If you guys hear the piano in the background, it's Tim's dog.
He gets up
He
there
was
and
trying to keep
jams.
up with Dusty earlier because he was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Trying to impress you.
You know what?
You're always hired.
All the ladies love me.
She's
No, I'm
not swallowing panties. She's
Can you imagine the splats of vagina?
she's
Yeah,
learning
the
classic music.
piano playing dog. Jesus.
We have gone sideways quick, fellas. Let's not talk about bestiality on this bad boy.
Oh no.
People will associate
what?
that with Mountain Home, and I'll be like, oh, damn.
No.
Where
brought
did that
that
come
up.
from? Oh,
I just said the chicks must come out of the woodworks if you got like a piano playing dog. You can
Yes.
really line them up.
I know.
oh, I got what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh, they've got a dog that plays the piano. Sorry,
I know. I was the one that took it sideways because then I was like, yeah, they were after the dog. Never mind.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's a
Wait a
it's a
minute, you
twisted
really
world
started
up here.
protecting Mountain Home there with that.
I did.
With the bestiality.
It might Mountain Home might not like me, but
Yeah.
I'll protect it as much
What
as I can.
exactly is going on in the hub,
What
Elmore
is
County,
At the
these-
hub,
with these animals?
in the hub.
Yeah.
We used to have a shop called the Hub.
Oh,
Did you ever go
God.
through Mountain Home when it was old school?
Oh yeah.
I mean, the first time I ever really hung out there was probably 07, so probably no.
It was, man.
You're talking
that
90s,
was-
80s?
Yeah, 80s, 90s. There
Why
was
did, if it was only 2,500 people with the airbase there already, how did it, what brought in the growth? Did
Well,
the airbase expand? Or
the
something?
airbase expanded substantially. They brought in a mess full of people. But Mountain Home also started growing because of that, because the labor industry
Yeah, it
started
brings
bringing
everything
people
else.
in to build the fucking airbase.
Yeah.
So they had to build Mountain Home to make the airbase people a place to live, and so it just the economical role. It went from we need a bunch of jobs right now to oh shit, there's nothing to do with this stuff.
Yeah.
The framing world was where it was at during that time, and it was great, and that's why I started my company back when I was a kid. I was 23 and started framing and making good money. But it went to shit just like that.
Yeah.
As soon as all these oversized industries built entire neighborhoods without having a single house sold yet, just in the expectation, And then it slowed down because now everybody had a house. You know, it's the way it rolls.
Crazy.
It got crazy quick. I was making $4 some odd a square foot to $1 something a square foot within months.
Are you trying to show that off?
No, I was just looking at the dates. So, should we do the live jam?
Well, yeah. Well, what other shows you got coming up? We've got this one that we're promoting, and then what else?
We have the Flat 16 on August 5th.
Cool. And where's that at?
That is out on, what is that? 16 towards Emmett.
Okay.
It's the old Crooked Fence.
Oh, Crooked Fence Brewing.
Yes.
Okay. And you guys are just doing like a jam session outside or something?
No, we're actually playing
like a full
it's a whole
set?
I can't even think of what it's called. Music fest. Like they're doing an entire food, drink, music event. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
A lot of fun.
Way cool. Awesome, man. All right, so Facebook, y'all got that in the beginning, but one more shout out on that real quick. It's at the Tumbleweeds 208 is your Instagram, and then just Tumbleweeds or 208 Outlaws.
208 Outlaws for the YouTube channel.
For the YouTube channel. And Facebook, you're under the Tumbleweeds.
The Tumbleweeds, or you can find us at /roll-on-tumbleweeds.
And they can listen to you on Spotify, Amazon.
Once again, I can't remember what all we're on. I know we're on what is that? Google Play, iTunes, Spotify. Those three I know for certain.
If you can't find them, go ahead and message us or message the Tumbleweeds and let us know so we can figure out distribution on those channels for these guys to help them out.
Yeah.
Because it can't be that difficult, but it's always like a process of knowing which ones are getting published or not, because a lot of these are integrated with our publishing. You publish on iTunes and it kicks it out to like 10 other apps.
Yep.
So you have no idea, but other ones you have to register your feed, you have to do different types of things. So
yeah, we've already navigated.
You have to navigate it, man. So if you guys are having issues trying to figure out your distribution on that, like
it's just
out.
me not knowing all the information. Because once again, I've been on the road and injured due to everything. So it's been a hot mess for me.
Awesome. Well, not awesome for you, but awesome that you guys at least have music.
Yes.
So we'll go ahead and give out some free tickets, and we'll post that on some social media on how to get those free tickets. Make sure you contact the Tumbleweeds for some free tickets. And any other shout outs before we get to this live show?
Once again, give it up for Matthew Torres. I'm sorry about your leg, brother.
Yeah.
Heal up quick. It's never fun. I've been through a couple of motorcycle wrecks myself, but another one for the Tumbleweeds, and another one for Pro Edge. Thank you guys very much for having me on. I appreciate the shit out of it.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Yeah, hopefully. Another one to Intrepid Clothing Company. They I hear pretty good shit.
Yeah,
that T-shirt you got. Yeah.
Intrepid shirt right here.
Yeah.
Travis Fishburne on Instagram, Intrepid Clothing Company.
Episode
shout
20.
out to him. Shirts are awesome. They're like $25. Each shirt has a story. You should get one. It's like craft clothing. I mean, no one else is going to be dipping this if you walk in. So, live riff.
All right, man.
All right.
Anything else before we close out?
We're good.
All right. Well, hey,
I'll do
thanks.
the intro after.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody, to the Pro Edge podcast. Make sure that you give us 5 stars, subscribe, and share the episode if you like it. And we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Word.
Peace out.
If I live to tell the story, it's a good one. Talk about the days we lived and almost died by the gun. How we came to be found face down under that fog-hidden sun. If I live to tell the story, it's a good one. pain pills and moonshine stills. Anything that helps reality not feel so goddamn real. Pain pills to help to get you by. Moonshine to help kill the demon growing down deep inside. Let me tell you about the day that I was born. Mom and Dad had me born inside of that old trailer home. From the time I learned to walk, I was long gone, running from anything I considered a home. Pain pills and moonshine stills. Anything that helps reality not feel so goddamn real. Pain pills to help to get you by. Moonshine to help fight the demon growing down deep inside. Might have died a time or two, but I ain't dead yet. Bet you there's 2 or 3 that wish that old Cochrane's would said. Like a river running high, you hope that old band just don't let. Like that one love you just can't forget. Moonshine stills. Anything that helps reality not feel so goddamn real. Moonshine to help to keep you blind. Pain pills to help keep that demon quiet down deep inside. Thank you. Faking days and living nights, waking up in the morning, mountain middle light, rolling down Highway 55, doing a little prepping for that show tonight. One more beer and I'll be just about right. Roll us up something to help me deal with this constant life of living the night shift. All my life I've been loving wrong. All I need is one more honky-tonk angel. Help me break this lonely drifter spell. About 7 miles Fake a smile as I shake their hands. Keep a tear from rolling out my eyes again. Hear the man announce our names, then we stumble out upon the stage. Got a story that I like to tell about the time we spent behind that old Grapevine Motel. Nothing drives me crazier than being locked in a cell. Everybody's just saying along to another good old tumbleweed song. All my life I've been doing it right, 'cause I make the people feel what I feel inside. Do the words of your story make them feel something about their life? Fake a smile as I shake their hands, and keep a tear from rolling out my eyes again. Have a bottle and fall backstage, getting buzzed and getting laid again. Wake up to that morning light, hit the road and start chasing the night again. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
See you guys later. Bye. Love you guys, by the way.
What's their Instagram? At what?
The Tumbleweeds 208.
Instagram? Yeah.
That was sick. And you said you got one more, yeah?
Yeah, if you want me to do another one. Yeah, for sure.
Fuck yeah, I want you to do another one. Yeah, this is badass. It's like a fucking private concert. I fucking love this.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, man, it's recording still. So.
Okay. I'm gonna do a cover. This is a fun one. Let me tune real quick. This guitar only costs $300, so it don't stay in tune very well. I just gotta get the neck work done again. There we go. A little Don Williams cover for you, done in the style of Waylon Jennings. I felt it all in me. God knows I've tried. It's an awful awakening, the country boy's life. Look in the mirror in total surprise at the hair on my shoulders, age in my eyes. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you gentleman's wife. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you gentleman's wife. It's a measure of people that don't understand pleasures that lie, a hillbilly band. I got my first guitar when I was 14. When I finally made 40,
have made you gentleman's wife. Amanda, light of my life, fate should have made you gentleman's wife.